Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. Well, we've spent the last few months talking about how to deal with drought and how to deal with heat, culling strategies and early weaning. And this week we're going to talk about what particularly lies ahead if we're willing to hold on to some heifers and develop those to market as breds about a year down the road. If we look at what's going on with cow liquidation, we know that cow inventory is at a cyclical low. The laws of supply and demand tell us that anytime we're low on cow inventory, that the classes of all sorts of cattle, be it cows, calves, yearlings, or feds, are going to be worth more at some point in the future. If we look at feedlot placement data, we know there's a lot of lightweight calves going in, and in particularly a lot of heifer calves being put on feed right now. So it leads to some of the opportunities we're going to talk about this morning. If we take a look at the USDA market report summary in Oklahoma from last week, we see that 477-pound heifer calves, on average, were bringing between $1.62 and $1.63 per hundredweight. That translates to a value on those heifer calves of about $777. Now, for the sake of what we're going to work through, let's assume we weighed our 4 to 7-year-old cows whenever we wean calves this fall, and we knew that those average mature cow size is about 1,300. If we think through what we need those heifer calves to be by the beginning of breeding season, assuming they're 14 to 15 months old, with a May 1st, 2023 intended breeding season for them, those heifers need to be at about 2/3 of their mature weight. If we take 2/3 of 1,300-pound mature cows, we need to get those heifers to a target weight of about 845 by next May. If we think through different cost of gain of how to put that roughly 370 pounds on those heifers, at an 80% cost to gain, we're going to have just shy of a $300 feed bill. If we add that on to the $777 value of that heifer calf currently, and then go ahead and factor in about another 10% of costs to account for the opportunity cost of not selling the heifer, potential death loss, additional grazing, past breeding season to turn that heifer into a bred yearling about 12 months from now, it bumps that number up to about $1,180. I just rounded up to $1,200, and I figure that a bred heifer's got to be worth about $1,200 a year from now if I can put the weight on her needed from weaning till next May at about an 80-cent cost to gain. If I go up to a pretty high number, figure $1.30 a pound to put that 370 pounds on my heifer to get her to that target weight, do the math, add in 10%, bumps me up to about a $13.82. If I round that up to $1,400, that's my break even, what bred heifers need to be worth a year from now to come out ahead for retaining my heifer calves and marketing them 12 months down the road as a bred heifer. Take a look from a business standpoint of what you can do to take those resources and market them to capture the most value that you can out of your product. This may require a little limit feeding. It may require doing some things outside of what you've done in the past, but there are real financial opportunities lying ahead if you're willing to potentially market bred heifers in the fall of 2023. Thanks for joining us this week on Cow-Calf Corner.